Hey, have you ever thought about why you have things that you automatically or without even thinking about it? Like, for example, did you think about breathing today? Did you think about or did you tell your heart to start beating fast or slow or whatever? Or were you able to notice which leg you put into your pants first? These are things that you do automatically or we do automatically, and that's because we have a very powerful unconscious mind. There are generally two parts of our minds: the conscious mind and the unconscious mind. Of course, when you say conscious mind, it's everything that we know consciously, we see and we hear and we feel or we experience through our five senses. And when we are aware of these things, and that's when we are conscious about these things. Now, what about the unconscious mind? The unconscious mind is actually a very big gift from the Lord, which I believe is from God, and He created our minds to be so powerful. It's even more powerful than all the other supercomputers combined. I believe that. I don't know if there is really a time where people studied all the supercomputers compared to our minds or our brains, but I really believe that it is our brain or our mind is such a powerful tool or organ in our body, and I think we are not using it to the maximum, or we're not maximizing the use of our brains or our minds, right? So I'm jumping from one term to the other, brains or minds, but let me focus on our minds now. Okay, so a lot of people do not realize this, that our unconscious mind is so powerful. It is governing a lot of the things that are happening in our lives, which we are not really aware of them 100%. Like all the things that we do automatically, all our default reactions, all our default, like, quote unquote mindset about life is governed by or are governed by our unconscious mind. Let's say, for example, when somebody's driving, when you start to learn about driving, you are conscious about it. You are using your mind to consciously learn about driving, how to steer the wheel, how to shift the gears, how to step on the pedals, how to look at the rear mirrors or the mirrors or the side view mirrors. Everything about driving, when you are learning it at first, you are doing it consciously, right? But as you keep doing it, as you keep driving, as you try to build the skills of driving, that's when they become automatic, or they become a default to you, or in other words, you become an expert in driving, right? But the thing is, they become so automatic that we do not think about them consciously anymore. These things, like for example, when, I don't know if you're a driver or you drive your own car. For those of you who drive your own car, you understand this, right? You do not think about them anymore. For example, maybe you've driven or you've started to drive like a week ago, or I don't know, maybe 2 weeks or even a month ago. You start to build the default or the expertise about driving, and you don't need to think about mixing things anymore, especially if you're driving a manual transmission. I drive a manual transmission, so you don't really think about mixing the pedals and the gears and the shifting gears and the clutch or whatever. No, you do it automatically already. I do it automatically. And the thing is about becoming an expert, they are so automatic. When you try to teach people like things that are automatic to you, you will have a difficulty. Why? Because it is now engraved in our subconscious or unconscious mind, and by the fact that it is unconscious, we are not thinking about them anymore. That is why it's so hard to put them at the fore of our minds and actually teach people. So that is why if you are driving your car, it will be difficult for you to teach other people, unless if you're really a teacher of a driving school, and you have a system or an organization of your thoughts on how you can teach somebody else to drive, then that is doable. But for regular people who know how to drive, it will be difficult for you to teach other people. So that's just an example. Like for example, another thing is one person who is really good at your business, like you're really good in sales, and you are somebody who's really prolific about sales, and you easily get clients, and it's in the way you speak, it's in the way you talk with people, it's in the way you present. And at first, when you were starting out as a salesperson, you were learning about how to be a salesperson. You studied these things, right? You studied how to speak, you studied how to sit in front of people and how to present your products or services, right? But then as you went along, many weeks and months and years passed, and you became an expert now in presenting to people, in you know the ins and outs of your business, you know your products really well, and they become automatic, and you become an expert about your product, about sales. And when you meet people, it's just automatic. It's just you don't it's just instant. You connect with people right away. You're able to talk about your products right away because you're passionate about it and you know a lot about it. So that is what I mean by unconscious mind. And when you try to teach the skill of sales to other people, again, it will be difficult for you unless you really sit down and really, when you're trying to meditate about it and really reflect and try to see, how do I do it, and it will be very difficult for you to do that initially, because again, these are now engraved in your unconscious mind, and by the fact that they are unconscious, you are not conscious about them. So but there's a way for you to really connect, to let your conscious mind speak with your unconscious mind, and that is what we do in NLP. We do that. We teach people how to connect to our unconscious mind, because the unconscious mind is so powerful, and it is governing 85%, give or take 85% of all the things that are happening to us. Only 15% is set or governed by the conscious mind. That is why a lot of people, they say, Steven, I have a lot of goals, I have a lot of lists in my to-do list, but why don't I get successful? Why don't I get my goals? A lot of people, they only are conscious of their goals, and when they are conscious of their goals, they set their goals, right? They just use their conscious mind, but they don't know that they haven't really spoken or communicated with their unconscious mind. Because see, we really have to communicate or speak to our unconscious mind, so that our unconscious mind will be aware that this is what we really want. And once we really are able to do that, our unconscious mind is able to communicate and understand, oh, he likes this, oh, she wants this, I am going to do everything in my power, says the unconscious mind, to make him or her get this. That is why the unconscious mind does not set your goals. The unconscious mind does that. The conscious mind does that. The unconscious mind is the one who actually gets your goals. And there's really a way to do that. I have given a training about that, even before the pandemic. I created an event to teach people how to communicate with their unconscious mind to really set and get their goals. So we need not discard the importance of the conscious mind. The conscious mind is still very important, because you need to be aware, you need to be conscious about your goals. But again, after that, you have to bring in the help of the unconscious mind, so that both the conscious and the unconscious mind are in the same page in terms of your goals. All right? So that is my training in NLP. We teach people, we coach people how to communicate with their unconscious mind, so that they will be able to get their goals. Now, you have to be trained for that. You cannot just imagine and just sit and really meditate or reflect. There is a system. That's what's good about NLP. There is a system for you to use. You just need to follow the system. You need to follow the framework that you need to use for a particular thing that you need to do. Like in NLP, we teach people, or we help people, how to overcome limiting beliefs. Again, beliefs are engraved in the subconscious or the unconscious mind. As a person is growing, as you were growing, you were unconsciously soaking in beliefs from your parents, beliefs from a trauma that happened to you, beliefs from an event that's really strong, that it really engraved itself, the learning and the beliefs, into your mind. And these beliefs may be good, but most beliefs that you have now that are impeding your success are actually not good beliefs, right? And you need to help your unconscious mind release all these limiting beliefs so that you can replace it with something that is really good. So you really have to communicate with your unconscious mind for you to do that, and you need a training for that, right? And that's why I'm here to coach people. I'm here to teach people how to communicate with your unconscious mind. And you know what, I also apply these things to myself. I've also tried to coach myself in terms of letting go of limiting beliefs, and so far I've been doing well. I still need to improve in a lot of things because nobody is perfect, right? But at least I have the tools that I can use to coach myself and to help others. All right. So there, our unconscious mind needs to know what you really want. A lot of people are not also very, very clear about what they want in life, and they say they want this, but again, when your unconscious mind is not aware about what you want, it already has a default, right? It's already expert at something. It's already defaulted to do something. And what's amazing is our unconscious mind can never or does not discriminate between something is right or wrong, something is good or bad. No, whatever is familiar to the subconscious mind or the unconscious mind, it is good for the unconscious mind. Whatever is familiar to the unconscious mind, it is positive to the unconscious mind. So even if you're, like, for example, bad habits or addictions, right? Maybe you know that consciously you know that an addiction is something that's wrong, right? Any addiction is wrong, right? So you know, you're conscious of it, but because an addict has been doing it for the longest time, even if it's not good for him or her, but since it is familiar, it's default already. Like, for example, if somebody is stressed out, he or she smokes already, like packets of cigars or cigarettes, right? And the person has been doing that for many, many, many years. So every time he or she is stressed, he puffs a smoke. Stress, puffs, he does that every time. In his or her mind, he or she knows that it's not good for the person's health, right? But because he or she is already an expert or a default or automatic to the behavior, then that is why it becomes a problem, because consciously you may know it's wrong, but your unconscious mind is already familiar to it. So every time that person is triggered by stress or whatever, the automatic or the default thing that the person will do is to puff a smoke. All right, so do you see now that it could be used for good things and it could be used for bad things? The unconscious mind does not really discriminate. For as long as it is default to you, for as long as it is familiar to you, then your subconscious mind will want to do it. So I know you have limiting beliefs. I know that you have problems with certain behaviors that you may be aware of, but you have a difficulty of letting it go. You have a difficulty of stopping some behaviors that are impeding your success. That is why you need to be trained to do certain NLP techniques to communicate with your subconscious mind and actually stop these things, and maybe replace these behaviors with good ones, with productive behaviors that could help you, take the next step towards actually getting your goals. So there, I hope that this is helping you. And I just really wanted to tell you guys that your subconscious mind, our subconscious mind, is really, really very powerful. And you need to be trained so that you would be able to use this tool in our minds to actually get your goals. And I have a training coming up on June 17. I have a training which will actually help you do that. I feel like a lot of people are stuck in the pandemic mindset. During pre-pandemic, you were like ready to get your goals, and then it was halted immediately or abruptly, and then your mind was like shocked, and then like that, and then you're like paralyzed, and then after 3 years, then you're like you're about to go into you're about to adjust to the pandemic lifestyle, and then again after 3 years you're all now allowed to go out. So a lot of people have a difficulty of adjusting to that. So I need to help you. I want to help you get over the hump, get unstuck, so that you'll be able to get your set goals. and you need to be trained for that. So I have a training on June 17 from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the IC3 in Cebu City, and I will teach you how to get unstuck. I will also teach you how to help more people and be protected from the stress, protected from being drained of your energy, which a lot of people who coach other people really complain about more, right? So I will teach you all these things. I will teach you how to set more goals properly. I will teach you how to set another goal, because amazingly, guys, once you set a goal and you're able to communicate with your unconscious mind, and the unconscious mind helps you, both the conscious and the unconscious mind help you get the goal, then there's a possibility that you will slack in your other goals. Why? Because your unconscious mind was able to say, oh, okay, I got your goal already, I helped you get your goal already, so now I'm going to relax. So there. We have to get you to the next level. That is why my training is called Next Level Up. I'm gonna help you with a whole day, one full day of training. I'm gonna teach you NLP techniques and strategies that are related to how to get a goal and to help yourself to cement your purpose. Because I believe that when you are aware of your purpose and you communicate with your subconscious mind about it or unconscious mind about it, then you'd be able to cement your purpose, and you'll be able to apply laser focus your effort on getting or living your purpose in life. So there, I hope that this video helps you. I hope that this video gives you a glimpse of what could happen for you once you get the training. I hope to see you on June 17. Please check the description box in the, for all the details on how you can register, how you can join and be part and learn and invest in yourself. Okay, the price is nothing compared to what you will learn. I invested in my NLP trainings. I attended to the basic training and the master's training. It's an investment, okay? So please, and there are actually promos that you can avail and discounts so that I could help you. You will not have any other reason to say no to this, right? This is for you. I'm just here as your brother. I'm just here as your friend to help you. It's your decision, but I do hope that you decide to take a shot on yourself, and see you on June 17, okay? Check the description box and register now.